How good an opportunity is this to get midweek out of your system and show how good the form's been domestically?
Yeah, well, we have been outstanding domestically. So, yeah, it was a chance to bounce back and, yeah, lovely pitch. So, but we'll expect a tough game, but we want to get into our rhythm as quick as we can.
Yeah, specifically, what sort of challenge do you expect here today?
I think these types of games, obviously, with Don's team, they look like they'll play a back five with Diamond in midfield, one up front. And so sometimes these games, the teams will try to make it like a 20, 25-minute game, by staying compact and tight. And so we just have to play at our speed and play to the level that we have been. And it's a great opportunity for us to do that.
Those fast starts this season, has that been key to give the teams, when they try to play like that, nothing to hold on to?
Yeah, I think it's our mantra in every game. We want to impose our way and make it really difficult for the opposition. So this game is no different. We come off the back of a difficult and humbling experience in the midweek, but every setback, like I say, in football or life, is the opportunity to become better. And we want to be better today and see if we can get the result.
3 changes today. Adamida is one that comes in. Is that down to his physicality and what he can give today, or is it a freshening up in general?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Greg Taylor's out, so Alex is just the natural one to come in. In midfield, it's just freshening up, giving that extra fresh legs in there. And even though Paolo's been absolutely fantastic for us. And Adam, yeah, as you can see here, it's a very tight pitch, it's a tight ground. So he gives us that possibility to play into if we need to go over the top of their pressure. But also, again, the freshness in the game. We'll this is the 6th game in 23 days, 7th game, sorry. So it's a lot of games for us, and we just need to have that freshness.
You signed Don Cowie as a player. How much are you going to enjoy going up against him as a manager?
Yeah, the time goes so fast. Yeah, he was my, if I'm right, I think he was my very first ever player I signed when I became a manager at Watford. I brought in some loan players in the January, but I think he was my first actual signing for 50,000, and he was fantastic for me in my time there at Watford. And obviously he went on and played very well for Watford and for Malky after me. So yeah, no, he's a really, really good guy, very conscientious in the game. Came in and sort of temporary charge last season, and now he's got the job full time, and he's doing a very good job. So yeah, I wish him all the very best in his career, apart from today.
Just finally, Brendan, there's been so much talk about Scottish football and the health of Scottish football in the last week, and typical of fallout and such things. But where do you see Scottish football, and where is it at just now?
I think, listen, there's always there'll always be that focus when you lose. I think that obviously after the first game in the Champions League, when we everything was really positive, and then obviously after the second game when you lose, then of course, and obviously Rangers losing and whatever else, then it can shed a bad light on it. But I know the capabilities. What we can't ever forget in football, there's levels. The modern game and how it works. If you look at Borussia Dortmund, for example, the revenue that they bring in, that their playing budget 6 times more than what Celtic's would be. But in our own country here, we're a big club, and as a club, we're obviously massive throughout the world. But it's sometimes a challenge to compete on a financial level, which obviously brings in a different level of players. So if you look at Rangers, they were up against a young winger who was 20 odd million when he was 18 in Fofana, and so that'll be a challenge for the likes of Rangers as well. So, but no, I think all you can do is do your very best. We're on a really, really good path as a club and as a team. We'll stay on that path. There will be setbacks, and moving forward isn't always constantly moving. Sometimes there is a setback, you reflect on it, and then you can move on. And that is what the game is about. So you can only do your best and give the best version of Celtic as we possibly can, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Sum that one up in the end, though.
Yeah, we were a bit slow first half. No movement, no penetration, speed on the ball was slow. So there wasn't really a lot happening. We had the ball, but we weren't doing anything with it. And Ross County had good organisation. We're happy to not have it. So, but the onus is on us to be more creative. So that wasn't the case. And then obviously the penalty, which was a penalty, so there's no problem there. So now we have to show our mentality and resilience, and the players have that in bucket loads. So second half we gave it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then brought new energy into the game. And I thought the guys coming into the game were absolutely fantastic. So and then eventually we get a bit of good fortune for the first goal and score a fantastic second goal. And yeah, so good lessons there. There's no easy game, especially after European games, but a very, very good result for us against a team that's very well organised and tough to break down.
Given the standards you've set this season, did that first half surprise you in any way?
No, listen, nothing surprises you. It's we just needed to be faster. We were just too slow on it. And like I say, it's one where you there's no easy games, but you can't look for an easy game either. So you've got to get out of your comfort zone, and I thought I was too comfortable first half, just in everything. Speed, movement, not enough runs to break the line. And then it gave us very little. We had lots of the ball, but not penetrating enough. But sometimes that can happen. We can't always be perfect. But second half, I thought the guys coming into the game, Paolo and Luke were outstanding. Movement, flexible, got on the ball, made runs. Kyo coming in, stretching the line, James Iwi's quality. So we had the bench to affect the game, and thankfully it worked out well for us.
You talked about a wonder strike to win it. Just tell us about Nicholas Kuhn this season and his involvement and also his contribution.
Well, his contribution has been huge. I think he's been a really, really consistent player for us, and I see a young player who's improving. So, but a great finish, fantastic pass by Ali just in behind the centre half, and then he cuts inside. He has a choice to play it. Thankfully, he didn't because Kyogo's offside, but he just stays on it, and you see his confidence now on his finish, and it was a wonderful finish. And I thought we deserved it over the course of the game, but for our level and our standard, the first half was just too slow.
Was that anything down to midweek and a slight hangover, or is that just like you said, it's just these things can happen?
Yeah, well, it can, and you're playing against a well-organised team, so it can happen. But of course, it's a big energy, to put into the game like we had, and then you're coming here again, and you have to produce the same energy to get the win, and it was just we just didn't quite have that in the first half. So, but thankfully, the players showed a magnificent response, and I've always said, resilience and the grit and determination. This team have that in bucket loads. So we were able to get the result, and it's 7 wins out of 7, which is a great start for us.
Just finally, how do you utilise this break then now that because you have had a quite a lot of run of games recently?
Yeah, but we've got some of them obviously going away internationally. We've got some players. We've got a game in Sligo on Wednesday, so that will give some of the players that haven't been playing some game time. So we look forward to going over to there, and then there's some players will recover, and then we'll get back and get ready for a really exciting period again. But this period that we've had 7 games, we've won 6 of them, and 3 different competitions. Played so well, and obviously the team that beat us was the Champions League finalists. So the players are on a great path, and as I said, I'm really pleased with how it's going so far.